Master your mind in just 24 hours to overcome procrastination, Stoicism. You feel the weight of unfinished tasks pressing down on you, don't you? The struggle against procrastination is intense, but Stoicism offers a path. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This simple yet powerful principle teaches you to focus on your actions and responses, not the external circumstances that tempt you to delay. Imagine this. You sit at your desk, staring at a report due tomorrow. Your mind races with distractions. Your phone buzzes. The urge to check social media pulls at your attention. You start to feel overwhelmed, and instead of diving in, you push the task away. How often do you find yourself in this exact moment? What thoughts freeze you in your tracks, keeping you from moving forward? By practicing Stoicism, you can shift your focus, take a deep breath, and remind yourself that your choices shape your reality. Visualize the satisfaction of completing that report, how you'll feel when you check it off your list. This is where you reclaim your power. It's not about the task itself, but the commitment you make to get it done, regardless of distractions. Now pause for a moment. What stops you from taking that first step? Is it fear of failure or perfectionism? Recognize these thoughts as mere obstacles. By acknowledging them, you weaken their grip over you. Stoicism teaches you to confront these barriers with clarity and purpose. As you navigate your day, notice the moments when procrastination creeps in. Perhaps it's during your morning coffee, where instead of working on that important project, you find yourself scrolling endlessly. What if you decided to spend just 5 minutes on the task instead? You might discover that once you start, it's easier to keep going. Remember, the choice is always yours. What stands in the way becomes the way, as a Stoic philosopher once said. This principle encourages you to see obstacles as opportunities for growth. Reflect on your own habits. How frequently do you avoid challenges, allowing procrastination to dictate your day? In the next 24 hours, why not choose one task that you've been putting off and confront it head-on? Set a timer, give yourself 10 minutes of focused effort, and just begin. Notice the thoughts that arise and how you respond to them. Can you rise above them and move forward? As you immerse yourself in this practice, you will uncover the strength within you. This isn't a one-time endeavor. It's a journey toward mastering your mind. So, are you ready to embrace this challenge? Before you dive into these Stoic teachings, let me remind you to check your subscription status. Many viewers have reported being unsubscribed unexpectedly. Hit the red button below to guarantee you stay updated with every lesson. And since you're here, don't forget to leave that powerful like. It truly helps me a lot. Plus, share with me in the comments. Which city are you watching from? It's exciting to connect with each member of this community. Your engagement means everything. Let's keep this conversation alive. You've taken the first step. Congratulations. Now, let's explore another layer of Stoic wisdom that will elevate your understanding of procrastination and action. Remember that moment when you decided to tackle that task head-on. Picture your workspace. Maybe it's cluttered with papers. Or perhaps you've got a cup of coffee steaming beside you. Take another deep breath. Feel the air fill your lungs. This is your moment to create clarity. As you visualize this, Consider the idea that everything we do is rooted in our perceptions. Stoicism teaches us that our interpretations shape our reality. It is not the things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Just let that sink in for a second. When you look at that report on your desk, what thoughts flood your mind? Do you see a daunting task or an opportunity to express your skills? A common reaction is dread, a feeling of being overwhelmed. But by reframing that perspective, you are already changing your path. Think of your daily choices as stepping stones on a river. You have to step onto one stone to reach the next. At times, it might feel slippery or unstable. You may hesitate, unsure if the next step will hold. But every step is a chance to build your confidence. Ask yourself, what stone are you avoiding right now? Take a moment to reflect. If fear is what holds you back, recognize it as a signal rather than an immovable wall. Fear can teach you something valuable. It shows you where you need to grow, where to direct your energy. Instead of retreating, lean into that fear. What if instead of trying to suppress it, you welcomed it as a teacher? Imagine you're in a meeting. Everyone around you is presenting ideas. As you listen, a thought crosses your mind. You want to contribute, but self-doubt creeps in. What if they don't agree? What if you sound foolish? This fear is universal, yet it's often ignored. Remember, your contribution is valuable. Every voice matters. Challenge yourself. Can you find the courage to speak up despite your inner critic? Think of how your words could inspire someone else to take action. Now, picture yourself setting a timer for 5 minutes. You start with that daunting task, the report. Each tick of the clock is a rhythm guiding you forward. Notice how your heart rate slows as you type, how the initial resistance begins to fade. This is presence. This is action. In the next 24 hours, identify another fear or self-doubt that sparks procrastination. Sit with it. Acknowledge its presence. Rather than trying to eliminate it, consider how you can act despite it. Remember, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Seneca. This thought can shift your focus from avoidance to engagement. So take a moment now. What steps will you take today to confront this internal resistance? Can you turn your fears into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks? These reflections are not just exercises. They are pathways to understanding yourself better. Each decision shapes your journey toward mastering your mind. What legacy do you want to create with those choices? Let that simmer for a moment. You've already embarked on a profound journey. As you navigate the waters of procrastination and purpose, what will your next chapter hold? As you reflect on your journey with procrastination, let's dig deeper. Let's explore how to see challenges not just as hurdles, but as chances to grow. Think of your last procrastination moment. Was it a project at work? A personal goal? Maybe you hesitated to call a friend. Whatever it was, how did you feel in that moment? Frustrated? Anxious? It's natural. We all feel these emotions. But what if you could change how you view them? Remember, everyone faces moments of doubt. It's part of being human. The key is not to let those feelings control you. Instead of shying away from them, try welcoming them. When you feel that tight knot in your stomach, recognize it. It's your body telling you something important. This is where growth begins. Let's break it down. Take the example of that important report again. You sit down, but your mind races. The fear creeps in. Instead of shutting it out, invite it to the table. Acknowledge it. Ask yourself, what am I really afraid of here? Maybe it's the fear of making a mistake. Maybe it's the worry of how others will perceive your work. Now, shift your perspective. What if you viewed this task as a chance to express your creativity? What if you thought of it as a chance to share your thoughts and ideas? By changing the narrative, the task transforms from a looming cloud to a bright opportunity. Let's practice framing. When that self-doubt arises, say to yourself, "This is a chance to learn." It's not just about completing the task, it is about learning through the process. Every report you write is a chance to hone your skills. Every conversation is a chance to connect. Next, let's put this into action. In the next few hours, try this. Choose a small task you've been avoiding. Maybe it's as simple as replying to an email or organizing your desk. Set a timer for just 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, take a second to notice how you feel. Often, you'll find that taking action, even just a tiny bit, can lift that heavy weight off your shoulders. If it helps, think of this exercise as a mini training session for your mind. You're teaching yourself to conquer the hurdles. Each time you start a task, you're building resilience. This mindset shift can have a rippling effect. You may find yourself approaching other aspects of your life with a newfound courage. Also, let's talk about support. No one should feel alone in this journey. Share what you're experiencing. Talk to a friend, or find a community that resonates with you. Discussing your challenges can lighten the load. You'll often find others feel the same way. It creates a shared experience that can motivate you to move forward. Now, as you step into the next day, hold on to these ideas. Challenge that inner critic. Treat your fears as guides rather than barriers. Remember that each step forward is progress, regardless of how small. Your commitment to growth is what matters most. So, what's your next move? What task will you embrace? How will you transform fear into motivation today? Take a moment to think about it. Your journey of mastery begins with these small, everyday choices. This is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore together. What will your next chapter look like? As you embrace this new mindset, let's take another step. Together, picture this. You're starting your day and the sun is shining through your window. You have a list of tasks ahead. Some feel simple, while others loom large. Let's focus on how to make those daunting tasks feel lighter. Start by choosing one task that feels overwhelming. Maybe it's a project deadline or an uncomfortable conversation. Whatever it is, break it down into smaller steps. This is the key to making progress. Instead of saying, "I need to complete this project," say, "Today, I'll outline the main points." This shift makes it manageable. When you think of your task as a whole, it can feel like climbing a mountain. But if you take it step by step, it becomes a walk in the park. Imagine standing at the base, looking up at that mountain. It seems impossible. But when you take the first step, suddenly it doesn't seem so bad. Now, let's dive deeper into your feelings surrounding these tasks. When you face that fear of starting, what do you usually tell yourself? Do you say, "I can't do this," or "What if I fail?" These thoughts only hold you back. Instead, try replacing them with positive affirmations. Say to yourself, "I am capable," or "Every step I take is progress." These words have power. Use them to fuel your resolves. As you go about your day, notice these thoughts as they arise. Make another mental note of them. Acknowledge them, but don't let them define you. Just like clouds in the sky, they will pass. Don't let them rain on your progress. Here's a practical exercise for you. When you start to feel that familiar weight of procrastination, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Visualize what success looks like. Imagine how it would feel to complete that task. The relief, the satisfaction. Hold on to that feeling. It's powerful motivation. Next, think about your environment. Is it supportive of your goals? Sometimes, a cluttered space can lead to a cluttered mind. Take a few minutes to organize your surroundings. Clear off your desk or tidy up your workspace. A clean space can create mental clarity. It signals to your brain that it's time to focus. After you've done this, let's talk about accountability. Share your goals with someone close to you. Tell them about that task you want to tackle. It creates a sense of commitment. Knowing someone else is aware of your goal can boost your determination to follow through. Their support can make a world of difference. As you begin to take these steps, remember to celebrate your small wins. Did you spend 5 focused minutes on that task? Great! Acknowledge it. Did you finish that outline you intended to create? Awesome! Each victory builds momentum. The more you recognize your achievements, the more motivated you'll feel to tackle the next one. Finally, remind yourself that progress looks different for everyone. Don't compare your journey to others. Focus on what you can control, your actions and reactions. Every time you choose to push through procrastination, you strengthen your ability to take control of your mind. As you wrap up your day, reflect on what you've accomplished. What did you learn about yourself? What fears did you face? Each day is a new opportunity for growth. So, what will tomorrow hold? How will you continue to confront those internal obstacles? Stay committed to your journey. Every step counts. With each decision, you are one step closer to mastering your mind. What path will you choose next? Your adventure is just beginning, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. As you reflect on your progress, let's explore how to blend action with intentionality. Think of your day ahead. It's filled with tasks, but how can you approach them with a sense of purpose? First, take a moment to visualize your goals. Picture them clearly in your mind. What do you want to achieve today? Maybe it's finishing that report we talked about, or reaching out to someone you've been meaning to connect with. Whatever it is, write it down. Writing makes your goals more tangible and helps you stay focused. Now, let's break it down further. Instead of overwhelming yourself with the end goal, think about what you can do today, right now. Instead of saying, "I need to finish my project," shift to, "I'll spend 15 minutes outlining my points." This makes it feel easier and more manageable. While you're working through this, check in with yourself. Pay attention to your feelings as you move from task to task. Are you feeling anxious? Excited? Maybe a bit of both? That's perfectly normal. Acknowledge those feelings without judgment. They are part of your journey. Now, let's talk about the importance of commitment. When you decide to tackle that task, commit to it fully, even if just for a few minutes. Let your mind focus on the task at hand. When distractions arise, gently bring your focus back. Remember, each moment you commit is a step closer to your goal. As you work, try this simple exercise. Every time you complete a small step, like writing a sentence or making a phone call, pause and take a deep breath. Feel the sense of accomplishment. This creates a positive feedback loop, encouraging you to keep going. At this point, it's also essential to address the what ifs. What if I mess up? What if they don't like my work? These thoughts can be daunting. But remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is. Mistakes are valuable. They teach us what works and what doesn't. Embrace them as part of your growth. Now, take a quick break. Stand up, stretch, or grab a glass of water. Use this time to reset your mind. It helps refresh your perspective and keep procrastination at bay. When you return, you'll feel more energized and ready to dive back into whatever you're working on. Let's also talk about accountability. By sharing your goals with a friend or family member, you create a support system. They can cheer you on or check in on your progress. Knowing someone else is aware of your goals can motivate you to stay on track. As you move through your day, keep a journal. Write down your thoughts and feelings about your journey. Not only will this help clarify your mind, but it will also provide insights into your patterns. You might notice recurring themes of fear or uncertainty. Acknowledging these can help you dismantle their power over you. Lastly, as the day winds down, celebrate your efforts. Reflect on what you've accomplished, no matter how small. Did you start that report? Great. Did you reach out to a colleague? Awesome. Recognizing these wins builds your confidence. So, take a moment to think about your plan for tomorrow. What will you tackle next? How can you cultivate a sense of purpose in your tasks? Remember, every step, no matter how small, is progress. As you head into the next day, and stay committed to your goals. Keep moving forward. Your journey continues, and I'm excited to see where it takes you next. As the sun began to set, casting warm hues through the window, Alex sat at his desk, a mix of emotions swirling within him. He had come a long way since the early days of battling procrastination, but today was different. Today was the day he would put everything into practice. He had chosen the report that had loomed over him for weeks, the one that made his stomach knot every time he glanced at it. But he felt surprisingly calm now. The principles of Stoicism echoed in his mind. He remembered that it was about how he reacted to his fears and not the fears themselves. Taking a deep breath, Alex closed his eyes, visualizing the sense of accomplishment he'd feel once he hit send. He could almost taste the relief, smell the freedom that would come from completing this task. With newfound determination, he opened his eyes and went for it. He set a timer for 20 minutes, a small commitment that felt manageable. As he typed, the words began to flow. Each sentence built upon the last. The initial anxiety that had gripped him dissolved with every keystroke. He paused briefly, acknowledging the nagging voice of self-doubt creeping back in, but he reminded himself that those thoughts were just clouds passing by. Midway through, he felt a rush of fear. What if it wasn't good enough? What if his colleagues would criticize it? But instead of allowing those thoughts to paralyze him, he leaned into them. This is a chance to learn, he reminded himself. Each fear was a signal, not a barrier. After the timer buzzed, he leaned back, inhaling deeply. The report was complete. He had transformed a task that felt insurmountable into a concrete accomplishment. A wave of satisfaction washed over him, and he grinned. It wasn't just the completion of a task. It was a victory over his own mind. Fueled by this success, Alex felt ready to tackle more. He used the same method for other small tasks, replying to emails, reaching out to friends. Each step felt like progress. He was building momentum, and with every decision, he fortified his resolve. Later that evening, surrounded by the aftermath of a productive day, he reflected on his journey. The fear that once loomed large wasn't gone, but he had learned to navigate it. It had become a companion rather than a dictator. He realized that this was the essence of mastering his mind, embracing uncertainties while moving forward in spite of them. Before bed, Alex picked up his journal. He wrote furiously, chronicling not just his accomplishments, but also the challenges he faced. He reminded himself that each obstacle was an opportunity for growth. As he penned these insights, he felt more connected to himself and the journey he was on. Now it was time to share this newfound wisdom. He thought of his friends, who often battled similar issues. With a few clicks, he sent a thoughtful message to them, sharing his revelations about procrastination and the power of Stoicism. It felt good to lift others up, knowing they weren't alone in their struggles. The next morning arrived, brighter and promising. As he headed towards his workspace, he felt empowered. He had faced fears, embraced challenges, and learned to regulate his reactions. Each day would come with its own hurdles, but now he had the tools to confront them. His heart swelled with anticipation for what lay ahead. Each decision, each task, was another step on his journey of mastery. Alex smiled, ready for whatever came next. The path to serenity was no longer a distant dream. It was a journey now unfolding right before him, one choice at a time. Want to continue advancing on your journey towards serenity? Subscribe now to stay updated with more Stoic reflections. If this content helped you grow, click like. In the comments, share your biggest insight. Your experience might inspire someone else. And don't keep wisdom to yourself. Send this to at least 3 friends who could use a little inner balance.